All right, welcome everybody to Success Zone Friday morning edition. I want to welcome everybody from around the country. A lot of late arrivals today, but that's okay. As everybody knows, this is a training that we do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, really for the purpose of personal development as you continue your journey with whatever company or whatever endeavor you have chosen. And, as I always talk about, there's different levels of leadership that people will go through as they take this journey, because the business really is developing leadership within yourself. And when you do that, you can then identify leadership within others, because everybody out there, okay, no matter who I talk to on a daily basis, and I do lots of calls every day, is people are always saying, I'm looking for the one. And what people have to realize, and this is your aha moment, is once you believe you're the one, you will attract people, right, that are or have the ability to become leaders. Because when you understand really what we're doing is we're leading people to change. And when you identify yourself as somebody that's changed, right, it lessens the burden on them. And that's the business, really is. It really is what the business is all about. So we're going to open up like we do on Fridays with our motivational video. So let me press, because I will tell you, Eric Worre is always bugging me to get on, Success Zone, and I decided this morning to give him some time. So let me make sure. Let's see here. Who can I see? I could see. Hang on. I could see Linda. Linda, give me a thumbs up if you could hear this.
Average business people, average entrepreneurs, average people in network marketing from superstars. And a lot of people think that the superstars, they're silver-tongued professionals. They know how to say everything perfect. They have an answer for everything. They can deliver the facts. They can do it with passion. They can inspire people with their incredible knowledge and wisdom and ideas and strategy. That's what most people think, and they're wrong. Here's the thing that differentiates the superstar from average: their ability to ask questions. Questions are the key. See, rather than me tell you, here's all the reasons why what I have is great, what's much better for me to do is to ask you some questions. Have you ever thought about becoming an entrepreneur? Have you tried anything else in the past? What happened when you tried that? How do you feel currently about the way that you're making a living? Have you ever thought about something more? You see what I'm saying? Because if you can ask the questions, you can collaborate and you can build rapport and you can build trust. And then when the time comes, then you can lead them to an opportunity that might be a fit for them, but only after you ask some questions. So asking them a question about the potential of them being a candidate for your product or service. Asking them a question about their thinking about entrepreneurship in general. Asking a question about if they had some extra cash flow, what would they do with that extra cash flow? Asking them questions about their hopes, their dreams, their time, their focus, their purpose, their mission on earth. Asking them questions about whatever you think will help them start to open up their imagination and then take a look. See, questions are the key. What amateurs do every single day is they say, let me tell you all the facts, let me give you all the ingredients, let me show you how the comp plan works, let me tell you everything I know about the company. And what the professionals do, the superstars, they don't do that. They ask questions. And then they lead those people to the answers. But the questions are the key. The questions are the differentiator. So become better at asking questions. Become better at being curious about somebody else's situation. Be more interested in their experience, in their life, in their journey, in their thought process, more than trying to be interesting in having all the answers. See, if you ask questions, you don't have to be an expert. That's what makes this work so well. When you ask questions, you can find out what's in somebody else's mind. When you ask questions, you can collaborate and act almost like a consultant. And what would a consultant do? They ask questions to be able to find the need and then see if they can guide the person to a solution to that need. And after you're done doing all that stuff, then you can bring the biggest question, the best question I know in network marketing. If I could show you how to solve that problem, would you want to take a look? If I could get you a product that would help you with that challenge in your life, would you be willing to give it a try? If I could show you how to become an entrepreneur and do it in the flexibility of your life with a very low investment, would you be willing to take a look? If I would you. That reciprocal question that we talk about on Network Marketing Pro so often. So people don't care about the facts. Pay more attention to asking questions and guiding people as a consultant, as a friend, as a colleague, as somebody who can lead them potentially to a solution. That's what differentiates superstars from average. If you want to walk away from average, ask more questions. That's our show for today. Ladies and gentlemen, my wish for all of you is that you decide to become a network marketing professional, that you decide to go pro, because it is a stone cold fact that we do have a better way. Now let's go tell the world. Everybody have an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey.
Okay, so I want to thank Eric for joining us this morning. And, I want to stay on that theme, and here's why. We talked about this on, I think it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday. We talked about just different ways to build your business and all the questions that you would ask. And the reason in our business you could say, if I could, would you, is because you have an opportunity to share with people. The reason why most people don't have these types of conversations or ask these types of questions is because they know they have no way to leading that person to solving the problem. This is where you got to get to. You got to believe that you have an opportunity to share with people. And remember the Balance program, the opportunity is twofold. I can help solve people's problems through our product, right? You need product sales, everybody. And I also could share with people a way to change their financial situation. So when we talk about it's not perfect, it's just better. Here's why. Who doesn't want something that we offer? And this is where you all got to get to. You got to believe that your product solves problems and your business opportunity solves problems. So what I'm going to talk about today, just a little bit, get into it, right, just staying on the same theme, is different tips that you could use when you're talking to cold market. So let me share with you something, right? There's two types of people. There's cold market and warm market. Had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and they said they have over 30,000 types of leads. And I said, listen, when you're talking about cold market, okay, cold market is simply a numbers game. I mean, if you look at any market, it really is just talking to a lot of people. And they go, what's the perfect message? There is no perfect message, right? There's many different things, different ways to approach cold market. But what you want to do is you want to make cold market warm. That's the key. Taking cold market and making it warm. And that's your approach. Your approach is to hit them with what they want. And it all depends on where you're marketing. Right? If you're marketing your opportunity, then you want to lead obviously with money. If you're marketing and leading with your product, right? Now you got to lead them to your product and switch them over to the opportunity. So all you have to understand is this. This is a mindset. And it goes back to what Eric was just talking about and what I talked about on Wednesday. It's all about stop selling and start interviewing. Stop selling and start interviewing. Selling. What is selling? Let me tell you what my product does. Let me tell you what my product has in it. Let me tell you the testimonials behind my product. right? The opportunity, same thing. But when you start interviewing, when you interview, let me tell you what you're doing. You're building rapport. When you sincerely care about the person and you interview, you're building rapport. What you have to understand, guys, is people love to talk about themselves. Number one, even over money, is recognition. Let the person be recognized. Let them be highlighted. By you interviewing them, you're allowing them to highlight themselves. And when you do this, you find out a lot about the person, how they feel about themselves, their talk. Is it a self-sabotaging talk? Is it motivational? How do they feel about themselves? You find a lot out about a person on how they feel when you interview them. Why do you think any successful company, right, interviews their prospective employees? And why don't they hire the first person that calls? Because they're looking for a certain type of person. They want to see how the person carries himself before they employ them. Well, you got to have the same mentality. No, you don't want anybody that can fog up a mirror. You want to go out there and you want to, first of all, elevate yourself, right, that you have something very special. And you're going to have to qualify for what I have. You see the posture? It's just a posture is really all it is. That's what interviewing does. Automatically, that person, instead of me selling them, they're selling themselves to me. You see all of a sudden the difference? Now, let me ask you a question. If you do it that way, who has the opportunity? Is that person your opportunity or are you theirs? You're their opportunity. And you're the one in control. And if somebody ever asks me a question during my interviewing process, you know what I do? I answer the question with a question. Why? Because I'm back in control. But I'm allowing them to tell me all about themselves. That's where flop comes in again, guys. That's why I always talk about their family, where they live. Even before I even get into the opportunity or what my product is. Why? Because I'm establishing my rapport. I'm establishing my posture. That's the key to the business. So when I was with Bally Health Clubs and I would have a position open up as one of my salespeople, do you know the salespeople and managers at the club back 25 years ago can make from $60,000 to $150,000 a year? Do you really believe the first person that applied for the job I would hire? No, I would sit down with them and I'd start asking questions. And I was looking for the person that lit up like a Christmas tree when they were telling me about themselves. I wanted the person to sell themselves to me, not me to them. I had the job. Well, you have the opportunity. You have the product. You're the one that has what they want. You got to believe that. That's very, very key, okay, in our business. And so many people, right, they're just out there going, please, anybody take my product, please. Here, it's free. Please come to a meeting. Please watch my video. Please come to my presentation, please. Just do me a favor. Would you please do this? No. No, you're not begging people. Listen, let me ask you all a question. Do you have $1 million a year earners in your company? Anybody on this call? Of course you do. Do you have to beg people to take on $1 million opportunity? What? Really? No. See, all you're doing is you're inserting yourself and you're inserting your results into your conversation. Stop. It's not about your results. Most of you have not gotten the results you want to get. So how do you do it? You got to posture yourself. You're involved with a company that has $1 million earners, $100,000 a month earners. Has nothing to do with you. You're just starting your journey. So you got to believe, because you're part of that company, you're part of their success. You follow me? So understand, it's interviewing people. And here's what happens. Just think about today's society, right? I'm out here in Newport Beach because we came down for 2 days to spend some time with my girls, okay? And I'm telling you, okay, every second of every day, they're on Instagram, right? They're on Facebook. They're doing Facebook stories. They're doing Instagram posts, right? They're doing all kinds of things. You know what they're doing? They're marketing. That's recognition. They want to see how many likes they're going to get. You got to know that about people. Why do you think Facebook is so big? Why do you think Instagram is so big? Because it allows the person to have a platform, to be heard. Well, if that was a key to success, why wouldn't you let people that you're talking to have a platform? Let them be heard. That's what people want. Recognize them. Recognize them and watch how you could take cold market and make it more warm. And when you're doing this, you start to determine, is this somebody I even want? There's some people I don't even want in my business. There's some people in my business I don't even want. You follow me? But that doesn't matter. I know what I'm looking for. And whether they're people that are not in my business or whether they're people already in the business, I know what I'm looking for. You got to get to that point. You know who I'm looking for? The people that do what they say they're going to do. My job, tell people what to do and work with the people that do it. Not work with the people that question everything you tell them. Not work with the people, right, that want to change the program. Those people just have to take their journey. Here's my suggestion to all of you. Don't be one of those people for your upline. Listen, whatever company you're with, they have a program that works. Just follow it. Follow it. Don't write letters to the CEO. Don't write letters to the corporate office talking about all the things you would change. You know what you're doing? Nothing. You're just telling yourself you're doing something because if this changes, I'll go to work. Meanwhile, there's people in that company making millions of dollars, just following the system. Now, I want you guys to be in the mindset as you're talking to people to take on the interviewing hat. So here's how you do it. You're the CEO of your company, because you are. Everybody on this call, you're the CEO from here down. You know that, right? Doesn't matter how many people, doesn't matter where you are in the genealogy in that company. You could be number 4,700,000 to join that company. It doesn't matter. From here down, you're the CEO. Okay, well, let me ask you a question. If you just get started, how many people do you have on your team? If the company has 4.7 million people and you just got started, how many people do you have on your team? Well, you're part of a team of 4.7 million and you could share their results. You could share, right, all the different results they have gotten, but you're the CEO from here down. So now if you're a CEO, wouldn't you start interviewing to build your team? So you know what you're doing? If I'm out there and you're launching your company, you know what you're saying? I'm looking for my board of directors. I'm putting together my team of people. I'm building my board of directors, and I'm looking for 12 like-minded people that want to join my team. And here's my mission. I'm looking for 12 people that want to make $100,000 a month, or 12 people that want to make $10,000 a month. Whatever you're saying, you're letting people know what you're looking for. And I'm going to start interviewing. And by the way, right, if I like that person, I'm then going to send him my informational video. I'm determining first if I'm even going to send it to them. See, this is becoming a professional. In the beginning, right, you might just be blasting the 2-minute video of your company. That's okay. I get it. I'd rather you do that than nothing. Okay, and I understand that. But as you get better, you're going to understand the different messages to send, how to set up your video, how to invite people properly to a webinar. All these different skill sets you start to learn. But the first skill set is interview your people. Find out about their family. Find out what kind of job. Find out what they're looking for. And then, if I could, would you? Because as you interview, you're going to find out different problems they have. And now what you want to do is lead them to a way to solve these problems. And there comes your video. You see how you set it up differently? And then after the video, get on a webinar. Now that person has been set up correctly. And all these little things, these little nuances that we teach you, betters your chances to sponsor, listen to the words, sponsor the right people, not recruit. Not recruit people, sponsor people. They were brought in the right way. And remember, we train on this all the time. People will always remember how they were brought in. Always. And that's normally what they will duplicate. Utilize a tool other than yourself to present your business. Most of you, your company has a tool, right? It's a video. It's a three-way call. It's a brochure, whatever it may be. And the reason why you want to do this, right, is to show first and foremost simplicity. Even though my wife, Lisa, and I don't need a video, we don't need a pamphlet, right? We don't need any type of marketing material because we've been doing this 25 years. I don't need that stuff. But you know why we still use it? Duplication. You can't duplicate people with 25 years of experience. You can't duplicate the failures we've had. But you can duplicate, hey, listen, I'm interviewing and I want you to watch this. Because remember, I want them to remember how they were brought in. And if they never saw a video, if they never saw a pamphlet, and all they saw was 25 years of knowledge, you know what they're thinking? I can't do that. I know they can do that, but if you took it and you just dummied down and said, listen, tell me more about your product and your opportunity. Here's my first step. I want you to watch this. And then they start to remember, wow, he just led me to 3 steps. And they'll always remember that. That's what we talk about. That's what we mean by use a tool other than yourself. Because that's going to help you get your new people doing the same thing quickly. That's the key to the business. Having a group of people duplicating a system, and that's how companies grow very quickly. Now, understand this. Everybody on this call, if you're not getting the results you want to get, it's real simple why. You don't have a big enough pipeline. There's no other way around it. If I'm evaluating any one of your businesses and I said, show me your pipeline, I promise you don't have enough people in your pipeline to have consistent business. And here's why. Okay? Remember, I'll tell you the problem, but I'm going to tell you how to solve the problem here. And here's why. It takes 90 days to fill up your pipeline. 90 days. So watch. You go, okay, I'm going to self-correct today. That success zone was so good today, it hit me right between the eyes. And Jeff's right. I got to fill up my pipeline. Okay, what's the date? June 22nd. Okay, it starts today. 90 days. June, July, August, September, you have a full pipeline. Now, I'm not suggesting that as you fill up your pipeline, you won't be doing business, but to do consistent business, it probably won't be till September, till the 4th quarter, to start seeing consistency. Why? Full pipeline. See, some people fill up their pipeline, not some, most. Most people fill up their pipeline in network marketing once. during that excitement phase when they first get involved. And guess how big their pipeline is averagely? 5 to 10 people. Man, I work so hard. I talked to 10 people and I got 10 people in my pipeline, and it's the same 10 people 60 days from now. Because they're still waiting for them, even though they told them no. They don't put new people in the funnel. That's the problem always. Do you ever see companies blow up? Or you ever see somebody join a company and all of a sudden go to the top? You know why? They brought their pipeline with them. They brought the pipeline with them. Real simple. They had a following. But we didn't have a following when we first got involved in network marketing. We had to be creative and always filling up our funnel. And I showed you all the ways Wednesday, right? Warm market, cold market, networking events, right? Meetup.com, social media. These are all different ways to fill up your pipeline. And once your pipeline is full and you start conversations and you start interviewing, you see what starts to happen? You start to get really good at your craft. So 90 days to fill up the pipeline. You got to crush the phones. You got to be on the social media. And here's the key. And this is number one. Like anything, guys, you need to be consistent. If there's one thing, you know your to-do list every day? Every day on the to-do list needs to be, I need to fill up my funnel with X. But here's the good news. You need to determine what X is. Is X 2 a day? Is X 5 a day? What is X for you? Well, X is only determined by your commitment level to your company. If you're working full-time, X may be 2. If you're putting more spare time, part-time into this, X may be 5. But before you go to bed every night, X has to be taken care of. If X didn't happen, then that's going to affect 90 days out. You guys follow me? See, you don't know this, a lot of you, because a lot of you don't pay your bills with this. Someone who pays their bills understands the importance of X. Because if X doesn't happen, bills don't get paid. Right? Just like if you don't go to work every day, right? There's no way your job is going to keep employing you. So the one thing you do every morning is go to work. Well, that's what X is. X is you going to work. And like I said earlier, you determine what that is. And based on that number determines how fast the funnel gets full, which determines the consistent money that will come from you doing the work. If your X is 2 people a month, guess what? You could forget about making $1,000 a month. You can't put 2 people in the funnel, okay? And at the end of the year have 24 people that you put in the funnel, not people who got involved, people you put in the funnel. See, we know our number. If we don't have at least 300 people in the funnel, you don't have consistent business. Okay, now watch, reverse engineer. How long will it take you to put 300 people in the funnel? Well, when you start out and you do your warm market, you may put 300 people in the funnel day 1. And as they fall through the funnels with the no's and the yeses, right, you got to replace them. That's what most people don't. That's what most people don't do. They don't replace them once a decision is made. They just keep the same 300 or the same 50 or the same 10, and their funnel always looks the same. You got to constantly move new people into your funnel. So consistency. So if you're going to do something today, okay, that's what you have to determine. You got to determine, and you got to understand it. It's in your brain. Okay, 90 days to fill this thing up. Okay, got it. And once again, it doesn't mean you're not going to earn money in 90 days. It just means you understand what you're going to need. So going into 2019, right, you know without a doubt that your business plan is set. See, what are we in, June? Halfway through the year already? Remember when it was January? Now watch, blink again, and I'm telling you, it's Christmas. Some of you are going to say, well, you know what? I'll start in the new year. You know what you could do between now and the new year? Do you know how much you could improve? Do you know how much, right, how many people you could have in your funnel? So you make 2000, I'm not writing off 2018, I'm just getting you to think. This doesn't happen overnight. This is a skill set. This is like anything you will ever do. If you're going to get good at it, you got to master your craft. And these are some of the suggestions. And if you don't want to master your craft, then you just got to check your desire. Real simple. There's no right or wrong answer here, guys. But you can't compare yourself to the people making $100,000 a month to what you're doing. It's not a fair comparison because they have a full funnel. They do interview. They utilize the tools. They have a follow-up system, manual and automated. I had to get my hands around the automated one, right? We've always been manual people, paper, pen and paper, right? Sampled Mary on Monday. Mary told me she would take the product tomorrow. Follow up Wednesday. Move her forward. That was our follow-up system. Call Mary on Wednesday. Hey, Mary, did you take the product? Yes. I want to continue for 3 days. Okay, call Mary in 3 days. Follow-up system. But there's so many things now automated you could do. But you need a system. As you know, some people will fill up their funnel, but no follow-up. Once again, you can't have a full funnel without follow-up. Full funnel follow-up, right? The 3 F's, full funnel follow-up. Think long-term. Think long-term. Okay, what's long-term? Well, I don't know. Is 3 years long-term? Is 18 months long-term? See, I was told 5 years. 5 years is what I was told when we first got involved in the industry, 5 years of your life. Now, we talk 18 months. We talk 3 years. Yes, it is a numbers game. But watch, once you understand, when you run numbers and then you sharpen your skill set, you could go through it. You could determine hot, warm, and cold very quickly. If you're running numbers, you don't spend your time with the cold. You know who the cold are? They're the people that are never going to do it. They're the ones having you chasing your tail. Then you got the warm ones, right, that want more information. Okay, and I'll give them the information. But I'm really good when I have a list of working with the hot ones. You know how I determine who's hot? I started off the whole training with it. Simply by telling people what to do and watching who does it. Right? If I'm sitting there and I'm interviewing Larry and I like all the answers, I like Larry's posture, I like Larry's charisma, I like Larry's energy, and I'm identifying with Larry what I believe, because I'm interviewing him, he would be looking for. And I say, Larry, if I could, would you? If I had a way, Larry, of solving that problem, right? Let's say it's money, and you could do it on a spare time, part-time basis, would you be open to looking at it? This could be after an hour conversation. Sure, Jeff. Perfect. Larry, I'm going to send you this 3-minute video. I want you to watch it. In fact, Larry, this is so important. I want to know when you're going to watch it. Well, I'll watch it right now. Perfect. I'm sending it to you right now. Now, I'm just going to watch and see if he does it. Now, how do I know that? Larry, the video is 3 minutes. I'm going to call you in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I got someone hot. I like him. Hey, Jeff, I watched it, man. That was very intriguing. Well, yeah, Larry, I tell my story. Now, I want to give you some more information. Okay, I have a recorded webinar. If I sent you this webinar, would you watch it? Yes. Same thing. When? Right now. You know how many times I've gotten people, okay, same day, and they do everything and they make that decision? Why? They're hot. This may not go as smooth as you think, but if I have somebody hot, give them the information. I could take Larry from a conversation of me interviewing them to making a decision to get involved in the business. You just got to be prepared. And if Larry keeps doing everything I say to do I have a good one? Of course I do. And the same relationship exists once he gets involved with me. Now it's following the simple steps. That's who I determine who's hot, warm, or cold. There's some people that get involved and they're always cold. They may have gotten hot enough to get involved in your business, but when it comes to building their business, they're cold. And you tend to spend all your time with those people. Man, if so-and-so would just do it. No, so-and-so has proven to you, day in and day out, they're not going to do it. Go get another one. You see, this works with people that are in the business and the people that have yet to make a decision. You know how many cold people are in our business? Most people, the ones that even get involved, are still cold. But see, this is how we keep our sanity. We don't work with those people. And the only reason you will work with them is because that's all you got. Watch how fast you leave those cold people if you find a hot one. But see, it all goes back to the work. Interviewing, filling up your funnel, follow-up system, long-term potential, running my numbers, insert social media, right? Start learning different skill sets like smile on the phone. People do business with people they like, people they believe. Now, how do you become someone likes? Who's got it? How do you become somebody that somebody likes? Show an interest in them. Period. It's not being charismatic. It's not being all that stuff that some of you say, oh, I can't never be like that person. It's just showing an interest. You know how many people want to tell you their story? Most. Let them. Show an interest. Find out. And then here's where the rubber meets the road. If I could, would you? In other words, I'm going to listen, but I'm going to offer you a solution to the problem I have identified. Because a lot of people just want to be heard, but if they don't want to take necessary steps, I got to move. Follow me? I'm offering you a way to solve your problem. Because my job is to identify the problems. And every person that comes your way, I promise you this, they have a problem to solve. You're the solution. You got to believe that here. Okay, but it's not just, hey, man, I just met you. Let me give you my 2-minute video. You want to get involved? No. See, this is how you turn cold market warm. And yes, it is time. Yeah, but compared to what? And it's amazing. This is why I keep talking to you guys. And you're going to start to understand it because I'm going to penetrate this. You don't need a lot of people. The people that sit on top of 4 million people, I promise you, that's being held together by 5 to 7 personal recruits. Not 4 million people. 5 to 7 control millions. 5 to 7 what? People that wanted to build an organization. Remember what I just said? I'm starting my business. I'm building my board of directors. When the millions of people come into the business, my board of directors will sit on top of that. And I'm just sharing vision. Larry, let me tell you what it means to be part of my board. My goal is to build 1 million people in our business, okay, in the next 18 months. Would you understand my board of directors are going to be the ones responsible for that? Do you know what that can mean for you, Larry? Okay, and I just start painting a picture. Right? Doesn't everybody who has any type of entrepreneurial spirit paint a picture? If I'm out there and I'm an architect, I got to paint a picture of what this land is going to look like. And guess what he does then? After he lays out the plan, he says, and I'm looking for investors that want to sit on top of this 100-story building that I'm going to build. Because when all these offices are leased out, you're going to have first right of refusal. But he had to show the architect and the plan to build the building, right? It's the same thing. It's vision. It's your vision of it. It's not like, here's my product and I'd like you to try it. That's okay if you're looking to sell a $50 product and you make your 20%. Are you in this to make 10 bucks or are you in this to build a company? I got to have a lot of people selling product, right? And I have to have product moving, but in the beginning, what am I looking for? My board of directors. All of you are doing this right now. You're looking for your board. Start over. Start interviewing. You have $1 million opportunity. Start speaking it. Your vision is this. Now, for me to do 10 million, I need my board, each person, to be responsible for $1 million. You're going to be part of my board. That's how I'm going to do 10 million. And you know how you're going to do $1 million, Mr. Board Member? You're going to look for 10 people that are responsible for 100,000. You see what happens? Here's our plan. Let's show them your plan. We use the product. We sample the product. We find consumers of the product. And we look for people that want to do the same thing. And here's the compensation plan attached to it. Now, do you want to see what you're earning, Larry, if you're doing $1 million a month? Okay, let's take 10%. That's $100,000 a month, Larry. You want that opportunity? That's what I'm offering. I haven't talked about the product yet. I'm just talking about vision. It's a mindset. And I know, see, sometimes you got to take that next leap. Maybe some of you, right, you've just been buried in your product. You never talk about the opportunity. That's the Balance program. And some of you are just buried in your opportunity and you never talk about your product. I know one thing. Me, I'm looking for people that want to earn money. That's who I'm looking for. And if someone feels special because you listened, you interviewed, you've identified, do I have a board seat for that person? Sure I do. Because if Larry says yes to me, okay, and he's the right guy, do you think I'm going to spend my time with Larry? I'll live with Larry because I know he's going to do everything I tell him to do. And if I just stayed with Larry and I just developed that leg of business, that's another $100,000 a month in my pocket because I got him doing $1 million. Guys got it? It's that simple. You want to make $10,000? Identify 10 people this week that want to earn $1,000. That's it. And then show them how to do it. Do you know how to make it? Remember my training a couple of weeks ago? Take your product, right? If it's a $100 product and the person makes 20%, that's $20. We'll go out there and show people how to make 20 bucks. Show people how to do it, start duplicating, and then put numbers to it. And that's how you do it. But if I want to make 10 grand, here's the rule. I need 5 people that want to make 2. I need 10 people that want to make 1,000. That's what I'm looking for. And I just fill in it's like filling in the matrix. That's what you're doing. Right? If I had a manager leave my club and I had to replace that manager, I needed that manager to do $300,000 a month. Because in order for me to hit my number of 35 million a year, that health club had to do 300,000. Well, same thing here. It's the exact same as any other business. If a pharmaceutical company lost one of their top reps, they need to fill that territory. Because if that territory doesn't hit its numbers, that pharmaceutical company doesn't hit their quarterly numbers. Do you see why I get so mad when people say, is this multi-level? No, this is called business. Is this multi-level? This is the same thing as any other company runs. You just got to have the mindset. That's what we're trying to create here. You're running a company. You're the CEO. But you as the CEO have to determine, okay, what your company is going to do and then speak it. Larry, what's your company going to do? Hey, I just started a company. No, I'm not a multi-level marketing distributor. I started a company. In what industry, Larry? Supplements, whatever it is. And my company this year is going to do $5 million. Okay? Now he hasn't done one dime. Does it matter? What business has done any revenue prior to it opening? But I promise you, the owner of that company had a vision, and that's what they spoke. How do you think companies get investors? By just saying, hey, bring 12 people into a room. Hey, I got this idea. I hope it works. I think it's a good idea, and I'm looking for $1 million here. Who's going to give them any money? No, that person's going to do a presentation and go, let me tell you what we're doing, whatever it is. And here's my plan. And he starts to write down the plan. And if you get involved now in the beginning, when this company goes public, guess what? We're going to share the profits with our initial investors. They had to buy into something. You know what people are buying into? Your vision. And most of you don't have any. You're talking about the product. Okay, if I'm Starbucks, right? And people said, it's crazy. No one would pay $4 for this. But if I'm Howard Schultz, right, and I have this idea that I know without a doubt people are going to spend $4 for a cup of coffee, I'm going to bring my initial investors in a boardroom. I'm going to tell you, let me tell you why. Because we're going to make it special. We're going to make it friendly. We're going to have Starbucks on every corner where people can come, use free Wi-Fi, do business. We're going to welcome students. We're going to put some flavors in the coffee. And I'm telling you, everybody here in this boardroom, we're going to get $4 a cup. Do you see it? Can you see it? And I'm going to map out exactly how and what cities we're going to launch it. And if you want to be part of this, these initial investors, it's $10 million each. But let me tell you what that's going to look like when I go public. You see the difference? This is when coffee was 10 cents a cup. And Howard Schultz is telling his board of directors that people will spend $4. In poverty-stricken areas, by the way. Now, who bought into that vision? And to those people who bought in that vision, do you think they're happy today? Sounded crazy though, didn't it? Coffee's 10 cents, but we're going to get $4. I just paid $4 for this, you guys. Do you think in a million years I would ever believe I would do that? I'm insane. But you know what? I walked in, it was friendly, they welcomed me. Everything Howard Schultz said was going to happen at Starbucks happens at Starbucks. Now, here you come. What's your vision of your company? Do you have one? Maybe you need to start working on it. Work on what you're looking for and start speaking it and watch how many people. You're doing the same thing any other company does. You're a CEO. You got to think like one. You got to act like one. You got to get your mindset. You got to start interviewing your people. You got to utilize the tools. See, Starbucks had to create the tools. Your company you're with has the tools. And just understand your long-term plan. It's going to take 90 days to fill enough people in to get my investors. And then you're going to teach people to do the same thing. So these are some tips. These are some tips that we have for all of you. So guys, go out there, make that switch this weekend and really start to think about it. First of all, I got to start interviewing my people. And here's the other thing I want you to do. Determine what X is. Determine what X is. You know what X, remember X? X is how many people you're going to throw in your funnel every day. And you do it for 90 days. And then watch what starts to happen in September. Okay, the consistency. And then just work with your plugged in upline. And here's the other thing I want you to do. Tell them your new commitment. Tell them, man, I've learned today I'm a CEO and I'm going to start thinking like a CEO. I want you to hold me accountable. And just tell them what you're going to do. And watch the attention you start to get from this upline that you have. And take responsibility for your business. Have a great weekend, everybody. Talk to you soon and see you Monday. See you later.